Lot 5 has been a better place to look than just anywhere. I'm still hoping to find something interesting, something valuable, a clue.
The soil on Lot 5 is hiding a secret that could completely reshape the history of Oak Island. For more than 200 years, treasure hunters have focused almost entirely on the money pit, convinced that whatever was hidden on the island must be buried deep underground. But the latest official excavation has shifted attention to the surface. What if the real clues to what happened here were never far below our feet? If this could help explain what was really going on and how it connects to the money pit, then there is clearly something important here. And according to the team, that possibility is very real. Marty Lagina and his crew uncovered evidence that proves people were living and working on Lot 5 long before the 1700s. This discovery changes everything. It is no longer just about gold or buried treasure. Instead, it is about a specific type of metal that should not exist in this soil at all. What they pulled from the ground directly challenges the accepted history of the island. When most people think of Oak Island, they picture massive drilling rigs, deep shafts, and heavy equipment boring into the earth. But some of the most important discoveries are now happening right on the surface, hidden beneath leaves and ferns. The team is working on Lot 5, a small section of land that has quickly become one of the most intriguing locations on the entire island. Marty Lagina, his nephew Peter Fornetti, and metal detection expert Kasha Drayton push through thick brush in search of answers. They focus on two unusual features: a rectangular outline in the soil and a rounded stone foundation near the shoreline. These shapes don't appear natural. At some point, someone built something here. Earlier, Marty had heavy machinery brought in to clear the area, disturbing the soil in the process. While that might seem destructive, it actually created the perfect conditions for metal detecting. If people worked here, they likely dropped objects while building or living on the site. Kasha begins scanning the freshly turned earth with her detector and immediately gets a strong signal. It is deep, so the team starts digging, pulling roots and rocks out of the way. What they uncover looks at first like a jagged, rusty piece of scrap metal, something that could easily be dismissed as part of an old tool or machinery. But Marty notices something odd. There is a curved fastener attached to it. This is not just industrial junk. It looks like something used in everyday life. The team bags the artifact and sends it straight to the lab. That is where things take a surprising turn. Scientists Laird Niven and Emma Culligan analyze the object and confirm it is made of cast iron, but not modern cast iron. The tests reveal unusually high levels of phosphorus. This detail is critical. High phosphorus content makes iron brittle, especially in cold climates. Emma explains that this type of low-quality iron was commonly used in cookware before the 1800s. Once industrial processes improved in the mid-19th century, manufacturers stopped making iron like this because it cracked too easily. That means the artifact likely dates back to the 1700s, or possibly even the 1600s. This is huge. It proves people were active on Lot 5 long before the money pit was discovered in 1795. And they weren't just digging, they were cooking, living, and spending extended time here. This single shard places human activity on this exact spot during a period when the island was believed to be uninhabited. And if an old cooking pot fragment is exciting, what the team finds next is even more shocking. With energy high after the iron discovery, the team continues searching. Lot 5 is dense, overgrown, and difficult to work in, but its potential is undeniable. Marty and Kasha move south, away from the rounded stone feature and deeper into thicker brush. The terrain becomes rougher, filled with rocks and tangled roots that make detecting difficult. Then Kasha gets another signal, this one sharp and high-pitched. In metal detecting, that kind of sound usually means non-ferrous metal, not iron. That could mean copper, brass, silver, or even gold. The signal is strong and clean, exactly the kind detectorists hope for. The team pinpoints the location beneath a large rock. After some effort, they pry the rock loose. The soil beneath it has been compressed for centuries. As Kasha digs and breaks apart the dirt, she spots a small, round object. It is covered in soil, but its color stands out immediately: green. That green color is a major clue. When copper sits underground for hundreds of years, it oxidizes and turns green. Marty initially wonders if it could be a button, which are common finds on Oak Island, but Kasha quickly rules that out. The object is too flat and uneven in thickness. There is no shank on the back for sewing. Then she says the word that changes everything: coin. The atmosphere instantly shifts. A button is interesting, but a coin is a timestamp. Coins carry dates, symbols, and origins. They are direct links to the people who once lived and worked here. Marty studies it closely and agrees. It looks extremely old. Faint markings appear to form a cross. This is clearly not a modern coin dropped by a visitor. It has been sitting under that rock for a very long time. Marty immediately thinks about the other discoveries made on Lot 5. Roman coins have already been found in this area. Could this be another piece of that mystery, or something entirely different? The team knows they need expert confirmation. When Gary Drayton examines the coin, his reaction forces them to rethink everything they thought they knew about Lot 5, and possibly the entire history of Oak Island. The cross visible on the coin immediately grabs Marty's attention. He gets on the radio and calls in the heavy hitters. Metal detecting expert Gary Drayton and Rick Lagina head straight to the site. When Marty makes that call, everyone knows it's serious. They gather around Kasha, who is holding the small green disc. The tension is high as Gary takes the object and lifts it close to his face. His reaction is instant. He knows old metal when he sees it. After thousands of discoveries, Gary can feel the difference. He confirms what Kasha already suspected. This is not a button. It's a coin. And not just any coin. Gary points out something critical. The shape isn't perfectly round. Unlike modern coins, which are machine cut into flawless circles, this one is uneven. That detail matters. Centuries ago, coins were made by hand. A piece of metal was placed between two dies and struck with a hammer. That process created irregular edges and uneven thickness. Gary identifies it as a hammered coin, which immediately pushes the possible date far back, well before the 1600s. This places it long before the money pit, before the farming era, and possibly even before widespread European settlement in the region. Looking closer, Gary notices faint lettering around the edge, partially worn away by corrosion. The fact that the coin is copper and hammered is a massive clue. Marty and Kasha are thrilled. Kasha mentions how solid the metal feels. Older metals often had purer compositions, unlike modern alloys. This coin survived centuries buried in Oak Island's damp, salty soil, something cheap metal would never endure. Rick studies it closely and says he can still make out details on the face. The theories start flying. Could it be Portuguese? The island already has Portuguese stone markers tied to long-standing theories. Or could it be Roman? Roman-era coins have been found on Lot 5 before. If this coin is Roman, it would strengthen the idea that ancient mariners reached this island nearly 2,000 years ago. While one coin might seem small, this find validates everything happening on Lot 5. It ties the stone foundation and rectangular feature to a timeline completely ignored by official history. This wasn't a random loss. Someone important was doing something important here. The markings on the coin may even point to a connection with a secret order. And here's where things get truly wild. Just feet away from this coin, the team found a fragment of a cast iron cooking pot. On their own, each artifact is intriguing. Together, they tell a much bigger story. They suggest a camp, a settlement. People were here cooking, living, and spending money long before history says they should have been. The team sends the coin to the lab for deeper analysis. Even before testing, more details are becoming visible. A CT scan will allow scientists to see beneath the corrosion and reveal hidden markings. But even to the naked eye, the cross on the coin is a major clue. Throughout history, crosses were common on coins. Portuguese, Spanish, and British copper coins from the 15th and 16th centuries often featured crosses. That said, Marty's comment about Roman coins can't be ignored. previous discoveries have already proven that Lot 5 produces objects that seem impossibly old. If this coin turns out to be Roman, the rectangular feature could be ancient. But if it's Portuguese, it aligns perfectly with another powerful theory: the Knights Templar connection. Many researchers believe the Templars fled Europe and traveled to North America, possibly hiding treasure on Oak Island. The Portuguese Order of Christ was the direct successor to the Templars. Finding a Portuguese coin from this era would be the strongest evidence yet linking the Templars to this exact location. Now consider the iron pot fragment again. Emma explained that its high phosphorus content made it brittle, a manufacturing method abandoned centuries ago. Both artifacts clearly point to old world technology. Together, they prove Lot 5 was a center of activity. This wasn't a place someone visited briefly. People stayed here. They built stone structures. They cooked meals. The concentration of artifacts on Lot 5 is higher than almost anywhere else on the island. Rick sums it up best. He points out that they've already found multiple Roman-era coins on this lot alone. It raises a critical question. Was Lot 5 the staging ground? If someone was planning to hide a massive treasure in the money pit, they would need a place for workers to live, eat, and organize. They would need a command center. The rectangular feature and stone foundation resemble the footprint of a military or industrial encampment. The coin represents the people in charge. The pot represents the laborers who did the work. Everything fits together. The team begins to realize that Lot 5 may be the key to understanding the entire Oak Island mystery. It's not just about gold buried underground. It's about the people who lived and worked on the surface. Future lab results could even identify the exact ruler who minted the coin. Piece by piece, the puzzle is coming together. Rick perfectly describes Lot 5 as a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Every excavation uncovers evidence that contradicts Nova Scotia's official story. The official narrative says, Oak Island was farmland. But farmers don't lose hammered copper coins from the 1500s. Farmers don't build complex stone foundations near the shoreline. The emotional impact of this discovery is undeniable. You can see it on Kasha's face. She's proud. For a metal detectorist, finding what Gary calls a top pocket find, a treasure valuable enough to keep safely in your shirt pocket, is the ultimate achievement. And on Lot 5, that moment has arrived. These discoveries validate every exhausting hour spent digging through mud, battling insects, and pushing forward when conditions were miserable. But beyond the emotional payoff, there is something even more powerful. Hard evidence. The science backs it up. The phosphorus content found in the iron is a measurable chemical fact. The object has been identified as a cast iron cooking vessel, and its curved shape supports that conclusion. The phosphorus present would not have affected its performance as cookware, which fits perfectly with how iron pots were made centuries ago. Likewise, the coin tells its own factual story. The absence of machine-milled edges is undeniable proof that it was not made using modern methods. These are not guesses or speculation. They are solid data points that push the timeline of activity on Oak Island far further back than anyone once believed. So what does all of this mean for the viewer? It means the Oak Island mystery is real. This is not just a legend centered around a hole in the ground. Real people were here. People with resources, organization, and connections to the old world. And they left undeniable evidence behind in the soil. As the team carefully packs away the artifacts, the energy is unmistakable. They know they've only begun to uncover the story of Lot 5. If a quick sweep with a metal detector revealed 2 discoveries this significant, what else could be waiting below? What secrets remain hidden beneath the stone foundation? The coin is headed to a CT scanner. The iron pot fragment is being logged and catalogued. Each artifact adds another piece to a much larger picture that is slowly coming into focus. And that picture doesn't show pirates or random explorers. It shows a disciplined, organized group of people who came to Oak Island with a clear purpose and brought their money, tools, and cookware with them. This excavation is far from finished. In fact, with discoveries like these, it feels as though it's only just beginning. The history of this island, and possibly a forgotten chapter of world history, is waiting to be revealed, one shovel of dirt at a time. The finds on Lot 5 are true game changers. Do you think the coin is Portuguese, Roman, or something else entirely? And does the iron pot prove a military-style encampment once existed here? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the Timefold channel and don't forget to like the video.